How are you doing today?
I'm doing excellent. It's always good to be on ATN. My very best to my friend Chamchandra Shekhar. ATN is the most important ethnic media outlet in Canada, I think, at least in the South Asian media. You're doing a great job.
Thank you. Is this your first time attending this event?
In Montreal, it is. I must admit that usually in mid-August I'm not out here. But my friend Nasir Madikhan, who is the president of the Indo-Canada Organization in Montreal, has been trying to get me to this for years. So I'm delighted to be here finally in 2015 with my friends Jimmy Yu and Rudolph Usni, Mohammed Zahir, and Robert Libman. All of them are candidates for the Conservative Party in Parliament, and we're having a wonderful day with Montreal South Asian families here to celebrate India's Independence Day.
You hold a very important portfolio in terms of multiculturalism. You just wanted to ask you, in terms of immigration, a lot of Canadian citizens have trouble bringing their country here to Canada, whereas recent landed immigrants, can quickly bring their family and be reunited. So, what changes do you think we can make in terms to improve that?
Well, actually, in the 10 years that Stephen Harper's Conservative government has been in office, we've made major immigration reforms that have generated tremendously positive benefits for Canadians of Indian origin. We have welcomed over 300,000 new permanent residents as immigrants from India since 2006, the highest level ever, about a 35% increase in the number of immigrants from India as compared to the previous Liberal government's record. And we've also seen a huge increase in the number of visitor visas. Last year, the previous Liberal government, 90,000 visitor visas were issued to Indian nationals to come to Canada. But in 2014, after 9 years in office, because we've cracked down on immigration fraud, crooked immigration consultants, and educated Indians about how to make a good application. Because of that and better service, we last year issued 152,000 visitor visas. Punjab in particular, out of our office in Chandigarh, has seen a 400% increase in the number of visitor visas issued, from 6,400 to 20,000 visitor visas issued between 2005 and 2014. So more visitors, more students, more immigrants. 200,000 Indian immigrants became citizens to Canada in the past decade. Again, a huge increase, 100% increase over the same the 10 years previous to that. We've cracked down on fake immigration marriages, which is something that the Indian community asked us to do. Cracked down on crooked immigration consultants that were exploiting people. We've sped up the system. We've cut overall immigration backlogs in half. The system's not perfect, but it's working a whole lot better. One example is the super visa. 50,000 parents and grandparents getting 10-year multiple entry visas within a processing time of 2 months, as compared to the old Liberal system where they had to wait for 8 or 9 years. Well, the Immigration Department tries to process all applications from each program, like the spousal sponsorship application, with similar processing times. I believe they have a backlog for in-country processing that they're addressing. The good news is that because of our action against immigration marriage fraud, overall processing did speed up. But this is the kind of case that, like I said, the system still isn't perfect, and this is one of the issues we need to work on.
Thank you for your views. Do you have any special messages to give our viewers today?
Just that Canada's relationship with India is at its highest point ever, because Prime Minister Harper put behind us 35 years of frozen relations resulting from the 1974 Candu nuclear incident. We have a nuclear cooperation agreement with India, which allowed us to begin free trade negotiations, finalize a foreign investment and protection agreement. And Canada has massively expanded our presence in India. We've opened offices in Chennai, Hyderabad, Kolkata, Bangalore, Ahmedabad, doubled our office in Mumbai, the only country with an office in Punjab and Chandigarh. Largest office we have abroad is in New Delhi. Record numbers of Indian immigration. All of that reciprocated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Canada this spring, the first Indian head of government visit to Canada in 42 years. This relationship has never been stronger, and it should be, because it's based on the common values of a belief in freedom, democracy, human rights, and the rule of law.
Why should people vote for your party?
Well, if they want low taxes, a strong economy, and a secure country, Prime Minister Harper represents proven leadership for a strong Canada. We've reduced taxes to their lowest level for the federal government in over 60 years. Average families with children are $6,000 better off in tax cuts and cash benefits under our government, because we respect and want to support families in the choices crime has declined every single year that we've been in office over 10 years. We've taken tough action against terrorism both here and abroad to keep us safe. We must never allow a repeat of the Kanishka crime or other kinds of terrorist attacks against Canadians. We are one of the only developed countries with a balanced budget at the federal, one of the lowest levels of debt. We've gone from 4 to 45 free trade agreements. We're negotiating a free trade agreement with India. According to the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund, Canada's had the best economic growth record.
Thank you so much for sharing your